Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. We're going to talk about the Twitter drama with Elon Musk, aka Space Daddy, trying to buy Twitter. It seems like there's a little bit of a situation going on here that Elon Musk is putting the deal on pause until they verify if Twitter actually has the number of real users they claim to have. And this is pretty interesting because a couple months ago, we did a video on Twitter possibly playing a shell game with investors and claiming that they have more users than they actually do. And apparently, Musk wants to make sure that he's not buying a pig in a poke. He wants to make sure that less than 5% of their users are fake accounts, bot accounts, alt accounts. And look, he knows what he's getting into, right? Elon Musk knows what he's buying, and I think he knows damn well that a good majority of Twitter users are fake. And Geeky and I have been talking about this. There's a lot of drama going on with employees. There's a lot of drama going on with the FTC. We'll talk about that too. And it could be, now he says he's still committed to acquisition as of 7:50 a.m. this morning, but it could be that if he decides to walk away from Twitter, that he's already tossed a hand grenade into the situation, been like, look, it's all fake, guys. There you go. I don't want it. Nobody else is going to buy it. And every other tech company out there now is going to be beholden to this. This could be a way of him getting the last laugh, for sure. You know, because it is very obvious that a good majority of Twitter is fake, guys. And that's one thing he said he was going to do, was actually verify accounts. So we'll talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Over 267,000 subs. Thank you so much for the support. We do talk about tech and we talk about Twitter because it does pertain to pop culture. Twitter is ground zero for cancel culture. A lot of the weirdness that you've seen in the media and in pop culture, the pop culture scene, different fandoms, originates from Twitter. And it's only been the last 5 to 7 years that Twitter has become a very, very toxic place, taking in a bunch of Tumblr refugees, right? And Twitter's definitely changed. But yeah, so this morning, it was announced that Elon Musk was going to put the Twitter deal temporarily on hold until he could verify the users were real. Twitter might be fake. Elon Musk said Friday his deal to acquire Twitter is temporarily on hold as he awaits more details related to the social media service's spam and fake accounts. An hour and a half later, Musk tweeted he was still committed to acquisition. In the tweet, Musk said the $44 billion deal is on hold pending details supporting calculation that spam/fake accounts do indeed represent less than 5% of users. I think it's going to be significantly more than that. I think we're going to find out it's 30% of Twitter is fake. Earlier this month, Twitter released an estimate that spam or fake accounts amounted to less than 5% of the social media company's monetizable daily active users. As of Friday morning in the US, after Musk's tweet, Twitter's share price was down 20% in pre-market trading. That's bad. Tesla shares, however, were up 7.5%. Musk had sold some Tesla shares as he was raising financing for the Twitter deal and had also arranged to borrow against Tesla's stake. As of Thursday, Tesla shares had dropped 36% since Musk disclosed his stake in Twitter. Also on Thursday, Bloomberg reported that Musk was in talks to raise more outside financing so he didn't have to borrow against Tesla. Now, they're saying that raises the prospect that the slide in Tesla shares had so unnerved Musk that he was looking to get out of the Twitter deal. He says he's committed to acquisition. He's been going back and forth with Jack Dorsey. They're talking about going back to chronological tweets like 2009. So it's something he's definitely interested in. But yeah, there could be a lot of reasons. He could be trying to get Twitter cheaper. If Twitter's not worth as much as he's paying for it, and people tried to argue that Twitter was worth so much more than that, if it comes out that Twitter is, 50% fake, then he definitely could go in and say, well, I'll give you $20 billion for Twitter because it's obviously fake. The FTC could be combative, and that could throw a wrench into things. A lot of people have a lot of things at stake. If Musk gets a hold of Twitter, of course, he tweeted, I think yesterday, that he had no problem bringing Trump back to Twitter. He had no problem bringing Trump back to Twitter, even though he didn't seem to endorse him as a presidential candidate in 2024. He said that they need somebody who's less polarizing, but that's not going to sit well with a lot of people, for sure. And we said, at the very beginning that the government would try to meddle in this deal. Absolutely. So that's a potential snag. And then there's this, and this is what Geeky's theory is that there is a lot of problems with employees at Twitter. We said before, if he buys Twitter, he's going to have to basically clean house and start over because a lot of people aren't going to work for him. They're not. They've already quit. They've already fired people. So this is yesterday. This is coming from The Verge. Here's the memo that Twitter CEO Parag Agrawal sent about firing executives and a hiring freeze. It's critical to have the right leaders at the right time. Yeah, they got rid of a bunch of people. On Thursday, Twitter CEO announced a number of big shakeups within the company in an email to staff, including firing consumer product leader Kayvon Beykpour and head of revenue product Bruce Falk. I'm guessing at those names, guys, right? The company is pausing most hiring and pulling back on spending in most areas, though it's not currently planning any layoffs. And a couple things to remember too here. There is a tech wreck going on right now. The .com bubble 2.0 is happening. All these tech companies are starting to crater. So frankly, Twitter is probably not even going to be worth by the time they get around to closing this deal, if they close this deal, it's not going to be worth what Musk offered for it. Not at all. I mean, I'm looking at Coinbase and they're just bottoming out. I've got Coinbase stock. It's not good. A lot of tech companies losing a lot of money over the last month or two. It's a strange, uneasy moment inside Twitter as the company prepares for Elon Musk's $44 billion acquisition to close later this fall. It's not entirely clear why Agrawal made these changes now, though, or how they relate to Musk's acquisition. A lot of people working at Twitter don't want to work for Elon Musk. Twitter's new head of product is Jay Sullivan, an ex-Facebook director who joined in November. The company is now beginning to search for a new head of revenue product to replace Falk. The Verge obtained the email Agrawal sent to staff about the changes. Note, Bluebird is what Twitter calls its consumer product team, and Goldbird is the team that builds revenue-generating products. Staff refers to Twitter's senior leadership team. Here's the memo to employees. Team, building Twitter and serving our customers around the world is important yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Our purpose is existential. God, they have a really overinflated opinion of themselves over there, don't they? Purpose is existential. During this time of change, it's critical we continue to strengthen our work through increased accountability and execution to make Twitter everything it can be. The priorities and decisions we make now will not only bolster how we navigate through this time, but also for the longer-term success of Twitter, which I care about deeply. Well, you won't be there. Dude, you're not going to be there if Musk buys it. Some changes are happening to us and some we will drive. A number of these changes are difficult, but they're right for Twitter and its future. It's critical to have the right leaders at the right time. Jay Sullivan, currently interim GM of Bluebird, has shown this powerfully. They're talking about the people. Over the past number of months, I've gotten much closer to the revenue product work and believe that here too we need to make a leadership change. Bruce Falk is out the door. Jay Sullivan is in. Current environment. At the beginning of the pandemic in 2020, the decision was made to invest aggressively to deliver big growth in audience and revenue. So this goes back to an article we talked about months ago that Twitter could be faking its numbers. And they could be doing that because there were some heavy hitters that were pulling, I think it was Kathy Wood was pulling stock out of Twitter. And people started to catch on that Twitter's numbers were inflated because we're like, when was the last time you talked to somebody on the street who used Twitter? Very few normal people use Twitter, and it's a very niche thing, but it has an awful lot of weight. because all these journalists quote Twitter constantly. Celebrities use Twitter, activists use Twitter. It does carry a lot of weight in certain circles, but normal everyday people were not using it. So we're like, how are their numbers going up? And again, there was a theory that it was fake. And I think Musk knows a lot of it is fake. More recently, the global macroeconomic environment has become less favorable. The war in Ukraine has impacted our results. That's not the only thing. It may continue to do so. Other companies have been experiencing a similar effect. And of course, we're in the middle of an acquisition. We don't know the timing of the close. In order to responsibly manage the organization as we sharpen our roadmaps and our work, we need to continue to be intentional about our team's hirings and costs. Hiring freeze. Effective this week, we're pausing most hiring and backfills except for business critical roles as determined by staff members in partnership with their HRBPs. Yep. We will also be reviewing all extended offers to determine critically and those that should be pulled back. We are not planning company-wide layoffs, but leaders will continue making changes to their organizations to improve efficiency. We're not really planning to do layoffs, but if we're looking at the situation and we need to lay off, we're absolutely going to do that. Budgeting. We need to pull back on non-labor costs to ensure we're being responsible and efficient. We're reducing contractor and consulting spend, travel and event spend, marketing, our real estate footprint on premises and public cloud related infrastructure. Yeah, their headquarters could wind up being a very large, very nice homeless shelter in San Francisco. We're in a ton of change right now. Historically, Twitter often is. What stays true is our purpose to misinform the public. No, Twitter's importance and the criticality of our work and how we come together. Thank you for your leadership, your focus, and your support. They really do think they're all that, don't they? They really do think they're all that. So yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. I do think Musk is going to walk away with Twitter. I'd be surprised if he didn't. But I think he knows there are some potential problems. And if he doesn't get Twitter, he's going to wreck it to make sure nobody else gets it either. He's gonna out all their dirty secrets to make sure that the company is completely devalued and completely exposed. And we've already seen that they've been exposing themselves for quite some time. Just the announcement that he was going to buy Twitter, just the rumor that he was looking to buy Twitter outed so much of the bias at this company. And one way or another, Twitter is never, ever going to be the same. Whether Musk walks away with it or not, it's never going to be the same. So I'm going to wrap this one up. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Now he's just tasty, delicious, rotten flesh meat, which I can consume. Don't read into it too much.
Just like our museum, the cafe's open and brewster is eager to serve. I don't think this was in the show. Run. Oh, you got splatted.
No. Wait,
she was begging and you kicked her in the face.
I don't care.
Hey guys, Squid King here, and today we're in a...
Not girl boss at all. She is not a material girl.
She is not. Oh, it's Christmas time here in your mom. Nobody wants to join your mom.
What?
Like I can't even cook kid cuisine right. I would last about 2 minutes with Gordon Ramsay.
What? Where is he?
He's hiding. He's hiding from you.
He better.
Oh my God, you got the axe.
Walker, does this look like Steven Universe? Let me punch him. Well, I'm just here for the wax. Right where you belong.
Get in the dirt.
Well, that was a combination of events I probably shouldn't have put together. Anyways, let's open this bottle too.
Chica Pinata. Is that official?
Oh, no.
There's a bootleg.
Hello. I'm sorry.
Hey guys, it's Diamond Tool.
Let's make a farm.
Like and subscribe and buy my merch.
I mean, while you're here, you guys should really like and subscribe and buy our merch, all of which we have.
That is true. You can't run them carrying trash. You can get away with one F-bomb per PG-13 movie.
I wish I'd known that sooner.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to wrap this effer up.
Yes.